Who has never had a problem with hair loss, went to the shower and saw all that hair falling down the drain? That's what we're going to talk about today on the channel. 10 tips on how to prevent hair loss at home without spending anything. Hi, this is Dr. Lucas Brazil. Every week we have new videos about hair loss, aesthetics and health. The first tip is never sleep with the wet hair. This tip is already quite old and I'm sure your grandmother will told you this. It's very important after you wash your hair to dry, because when you wash and you go sleep with it wet, you allow the hair to become more brittle and it can accumulate some fungus on your scalp, causing hair loss. The tip number 2 is always keep your hair clean. Some people do not want to wash their hair because they think it's the shower that will make the hair fall. Quite the contrary. If you leave the hair root very clean, then you are reducing the hair loss. So make no mistakes, the hair that falls in the bath is the hair that was already loose and was going to fall out anyway. It's important to leave the scalp very clean because of seborrhea and ends up increasing hair loss. The tip number 3 is always eat well. I know it seems like a simple thing, but you must eat a lot of protein and iron, especially if you want to have strong and healthy hair. The hair is made of a protein called keratin, so by making an adequate protein intake, you are giving your body to the substrate to make your hair very strong. Another important thing is that you eat iron, especially women who do not absorb enough iron. Also, women have a breastfeeding, pregnancy, menses that may be decreasing the iron excretion. The tip number 4, be careful with the products you put on your hair. Products that are used for straightening, relaxing, all of which ends up damaging the scalp and the hair root, causing increasing in hair loss. Some products also make hair more brittle, increasing hair loss as well. Tip number 5 is especially for women who work 8-10 hours a day with their hair pinned, mainly pinned back, causing a lot of traction, and this implies in hair loss in the frontal region. This tip also applies to women who like afro hairstyles, which put a lot of tension on the scalp and causes hair loss. Tip number 6 is to avoid wear caps, hats, and helmets as much as possible. Anything that covers the scalp. Many men wear a cap to hide baldness and think that this is doing well, they hide it. But it ends up increasing the oiliness of the hair, increasing seborrhea and hair loss. So try to avoid any type of cover of the scalp as much as possible. And the tip number 5 is for those who like to follow these homemade tips, these recipes that people create and put on internet, on YouTube. So avoid using homemade recipes. The scalp is very susceptible to various substances, and sometimes the substance that they use every day and they're using in these homemade recipes can make hair loss worse. There are so many reasons for hair loss, so it's not just any homemade recipe that will solve your problems. And the tip number 8 is for those who have androgenetic alopecia, women who have hair loss in the scalp region. The tip is to lose weight. For women who have increased weight, that fat accumulates in the periphery and ends up converting the hormone, which ends up becoming the male hormone, causing the hair loss in overweight women. The loss of this excessive weight reduces the conversion of the feminine hormone into the male hormone in reducing hair loss. Tip number 9 is stay calm. Not every hair loss means that you have a problem or that will last a long time. Our hair grows around 5 to 7 years. Suddenly it takes a break, and this is all natural. Then there may be a fall, and so this happens in cycles, which is called the telogen effluvium. So you don't always have to worry. This is a large part of the hair loss that goes back in normal without any treatment. And tip 10 is look for a professional. If you have followed all the tips and are always having hair loss, you must see a doctor. There are dozens of reasons for hair loss, so you don't be ashamed and see a doctor as he will investigate all the reasons that could be causing your hair to fall off. Help this video to reach more people, smash the like button, share with friends and family, and subscribe to receive every week new videos. Thanks for watching. Here's Dr. Lucas Brazil. See you in the next videos.